By the end of this video, you should have enough action items to double, if not triple, the amount of leads you're able to bring in with the same amount of traffic. What's going on, guys? It's Nate again with Digital Wealth MB, the #1 rated digital marketing agency for e-commerce and lead generation businesses. Now, before owning a digital marketing agency, I had worked for years as a VP of sales and marketing at a mid-7-figure New Jersey-based junk removal company called Junk Rescue, learning everything there is to know about lead generation. Now, combining that knowledge with what I've learned from managing hundreds of lead generation businesses, and you're going to get an insane value-packed video of how to increase your conversion rate fast. And don't forget, if you guys like the content that we're posting on this channel and feel like you're getting some good value from it, then make sure to like and subscribe so that we can keep pumping out this type of content. All right, and with that being said, let's hop right into it. All right, guys, now I will be going over some of what we went over in the last video for e-commerce, but I'm going to make sure that this video is specific to lead generation. So if there is anything that you already heard, make sure to just skip through it. So what exactly is CRO, or conversion rate optimization? Well, since we're going to be talking about lead generation businesses in this video, conversion rate optimization is the practice of increasing the percentage of users who perform a desired action on your website. And in this case, that action is going to either be filling out a form, booking an appointment, or calling into the business. For lead generation businesses, conversion rates are going to differ per industry, as well as depending on the desired call to action that you're going after. For example, if you're only advertising a form fill or your online booking engine, your OBE, on your landing page, and there's no click to call button, then you're going to experience a much lower conversion rate than if you also included a click to call. On the other hand, if you're able to include a form fill, a schedule to call link, and multiple click to call buttons, then you could expect a conversion rate as high as 25 to 30% if you have a good looking landing page. Now that we've went over what conversion rate optimization is, let's hop into the tips. Tip 1, website speed. Now, again, if you watched our other conversion rate optimization video for e-commerce businesses, then you may have noticed that this is the same tip that we stated in the other video. And that's just because it's that important. The first 5 seconds of load time on your website are the most important 5 seconds of the entire journey. And this is much more prevalent in lead generation businesses, as every second matters. It's been shown that website conversion rates drop an average of 4.42% with each additional second of load time between 0 and 5 seconds. Basically saying that you could have a 20 to 25% decrease in conversion rate if your website is taking longer than 4 to 5 seconds to load. Now, if that's the case, how can you increase your site speed? 1, limit the amount of plugins that you use. Think quality over quantity with plugins that you download to the store. Also, you can consider using something like NitroPack on WordPress to help as a quick solution to increase the overall website speed. 2, consider using a separate platform for your landing pages that you can send traffic to, because these platforms have much more efficient systems that will help for instantaneous load times. Platforms like Webflow, Lead Pages, Unbounce, etc. 3, high quality photos and videos on your site are great, but they require a longer load time because of their file size. To help with the load time, use a file or image compressor to get the same quality out of your photos, but for much less space on the website. 4, limit the amount of videos or link redirects that you have on the page to limit the amount of space that has to be loaded each time someone lands on the website. 5, also, you could consider a CDN or a content delivery network, which can store your content on another server so that you minimize the amount of space and data kept within your website. 6, and finally, I was again hesitant on giving this gem away in the last video, but consider using SEO Optimer. This website will do a free SEO based audit on your entire site and offer pages and pages of great action items that you can implement to make your website run faster immediately. Tip 2, individual landing pages instead of worrying about the complete website. This tip goes hand in hand with one of the pieces mentioned in part 1. Using a designated landing page builder may be a much better option for you than using WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, etc. These landing page builders allow you to easily drag and drop elements to form a well-optimized, cohesive page. Again, some of these builders include lead pages, Insta pages, Unbounce, and more. Typically though, for lead generation businesses, Unbounce is the most commonly used, and I've personally been able to get conversion rates of around 25 to 30% while using it. When building a landing page in general, make sure to include these 4 things above the fold of your website to maximize your conversion rate. 1, who you are. 2, what you do, 3, your company's uniques or competitive advantages, and 4, multiple ways to get in contact with you. This is the best setup to have for a majority of businesses if your goal is to increase the overall quantity of leads. Now that you've considered what builder to use for landing pages and how to set up your landing pages, you should identify which call to actions that you want to be showing on your page. Do you just want to have a click to call or a scheduling button, or do you want all of them? For example, simply adding more call to actions on your page can give you an increase in conversion rate upwards of 70 to 80%. Also, if you're more of the analytical type, you could also consider heat mapping the site, which allows you to see where customers are actually falling off or bouncing from your site. This would allow you to decipher whether you have a lack of engaging content after a certain point, or if you should just be putting much more focus towards the section before users bounce. Plugins or tools that you could use to do this include Crazy Egg, Lucky Orange, and plenty more. Tip 3, shorten your form fills or online booking engine. You do not need to get every last detail of a potential customer in order for them to become a lead. Take into consideration what you actually need to get from your customer before you get them on a call, and only include that information. Studies like the one in this post show that you can have upwards of a 30% increase in conversions just by reducing the number of line items from 9 to 5. So imagine what it could be if you get that number even lower. For your OBE or online booking engine, consider the Medicare example that I showed above. You do not need to list out your entire OBE on one page. Instead, start with one piece of information and then take them through the booking journey, as this will have a much higher chance to convert. Tip 4, include social proof. Simply having multiple reviews on your site can result in an uplift in your conversion rate of nearly 44%. If you're a lead generation business, consider linking your Google My Business reviews to the landing page that you have, and also adding a carousel of actual testimonials to your page to add a sense of professionalism through something people can relate with. Tip 5, avoid distractions on the website. Nowadays, the attention span of the average person is shorter than ever. Therefore, you really need to be able to hook the person that's landing on your site immediately and keep them attentive, or you're more than likely going to be losing that lead. In order to ensure that you're doing this the best that you can, limit the amount of obvious distractions through your site. This can be everything from unnecessary banners on the sides of your screen, flashy GIFs or images, or irrelevant text that doesn't have anything to do with the service or the intended customer journey. Tip 6, test different offers. Different offers resonate with different services. You don't know which value proposition or which sale is going to hit a customer's pain point more until you try. For instance, you can consider shaping the landing page around the fact that you're able to service your clients in lightning fast speed, or that you have the most robust all-in-one service, or that you offer a free no obligation estimate on the spot and can get out to them and get the work done on the same day if needed. While these can all be on the same landing page, being able to emphasize the value proposition that resonates with your ideal audience the most will help increase the likelihood that they convert. Tip 7, optimize for both mobile and desktop. I often see that service-based businesses tend to have a great desktop optimized website page, but when it comes to their mobile landing page, it's nowhere near as good. The mobile UI and UX, or user interface and user experience, is much different than that of the desktop version, and therefore it must be treated differently when optimizing for it. Consider the audience on mobile. It's most likely going to be geared towards a younger demographic. Therefore, the mobile page can't seem dull and boring, it cannot drag on too long, and it must be right to the point. Offer some call to actions that are right in their face so that there is not much time to think other than to convert. And again, you can use a software like SEO Optimer or Google Search Console to determine your mobile usability compared to your desktop usability, as they need to be equally as good to ensure that you're maximizing the chance for a higher conversion rate. And you're really going to want your mobile landing page to be highly optimized because you're more likely to get inbound calls when people are using the mobile version. Therefore, you're often getting a higher quality version of a lead when they come through mobile. Tip 8, a live chat feature. This one will be short and sweet. Simply adding a live chat feature can add upwards of a 20% lift in conversions. Not everyone, though, is capable of handling a live chat if you're getting a large amount of visitors to the site, but you could always use Upwork or Fiverr and hire someone overseas for very cheap to manage your live chat. It will most likely pay for itself within the first week. Tip 9, exit intent pop-up and back button redirect. I love these two features because they're rarely ever talked talked about, yet they have some of the highest boosts in conversion rates. An exit intent page is useful when someone is looking to click off of your page or click the back button. Instead, they will be prompted with a discount code or a promotional message, which some sites like Rich Page increase their conversion rate by 316% through simply split testing exit intent pages. Not only can you use that awesome tool, but this one is even more unknown. Back button redirects. You're able to enter a script into your website so that when someone clicks the back button on your landing page, it actually redirects them and moves them further in the funnel. For example, if they hit the back button, they can get redirected to start your online booking engine or redirect you to prompt a click to call button. This can be very salesy. So while your conversion rates may increase by 20 to 40%, you may get an increase in unqualified leads. So monitor this closely. Tip 10, keep your ads congruent with your landing page. Now, I wanted to keep this one separate from the rest because it's not necessarily a change that could be made on your website to increase its overall conversion rate, but instead this is something that you can do in your ads to increase the overall conversion rate on your site. Whether you're advertising on Google or on Facebook, you need to make sure that the copy that you're using is relevant to what your customers are going to see when they land on your website. If you're fixating around one value proposition in your ads, but that value proposition is nowhere to be seen on your website, then there's going to be a lack of congruency and therefore a decrease in conversion rate. It's best to have your top value proposition be in the headline of the ads or as your call to action, and to have that be the main value proposition that you see on the website. Or you can consider having a promotional sale in the ad and then having that be the main headline on the website to resemble congruency. All right, guys, I understand that was a ton of information, but if you go back through this video a few times, I'm sure you'll be able to implement everything that I mentioned. And if you have any questions at all about any of the information in this video, feel free to drop a comment below and I'll make sure to answer it. Now that you have all these tips, how do you actually go about properly split testing them? Well, if you are getting enough traffic through your website, you can use a site like Google Optimize, which will allow you to perform experiments by sending a percentage of your traffic to the landing page with the split test variable and the rest of your traffic to your control group landing page. Realistically though, you can perform successful tests over the course of 2 weeks. So if you notice that there was a successful test, then you can go ahead and implement that test to the original website and continue testing by repeating this process. All right, guys, that sums up this conversion rate optimization for lead generation businesses video. If you like this type of content, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.